Kyle Lark has joined us for the first time. I don't know if this is destiny. I don't know if this was planned. I don't know if there's some guy behind a curtain somewhere pulling strings or how exactly this all came together. But on
Of
a
course,
night
it's a
like this,
conspiracy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Kyle, please let me give you the floor, brother. I mean, welcome. Coming off a championship, how are you feeling, brother?
It's just another day for me this year. A lot of high scores. Used to winning, used to people doubting. So, we're finally here at the end of the road.
Can you walk us through what went into your preparation for this matchup here? I mean,
Uh, there was some confusion with my wide receivers. I wasn't sure about the weather in Buffalo. There's tough, Michael Wilson. I thought he might have seen the shadow from Cincinnati. Oh, there we go. So that was my, thought process there. But ultimately, it's just nice to have a deep team. Any combination of guys out there could have gotten it done. Wasn't my best possible lineup this week, but it's good enough so
amen.
far.
Amen, amen. I haven't checked the score in the can I get a live count on that? What's the score in that game? I mean, is there any chance the process somehow sneaks this one out, or is it all but
No,
over?
I mean, anything's
it's
possible.
it's all
It's over.
unless Stafford and Nakua gets hurt and Kyle Pitts scores 6 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. I think it's over. But
Yeah,
hey,
considering the way
safe
they're
to
feeding
say,
Bijan, I think Raheem Morris might have Bijan in his fantasy championship or something like that because they just can't
dude,
stop giving the ball.
this guy. It's sad to see Bijan didn't win
Yeah,
a championship in fantasy, but maybe next year.
yeah,
We
it would have
got
been.
Butch back.
Imagine Bijan and McCaffrey on the same
I know.
team.
Could
That would
you
have been.
imagine that,
Neither
Lark?
Bijan nor McCaffrey.
Yeah, that would have been scary for me last week. But
Can you guys hear me now by chance?
Got you, Butch. I want
oh
to let
yeah,
you. I want to let you
Yeah,
handle
I
this one. I think you're
apologize. So,
in the
the
best suit for it.
database servers crashed when, a guy like Kyle Lark hops on. Scrambled, figured it out. I mean, the man, the myth, the legend himself. I've been beating the drum all year about your team, Lark. I mean, the spotlight's been on me. Yacht. Can't let me go back to back. I'm in Cabo now. Been on vacation for a week. I mean, we think you're gonna pull out the championship, obviously, but I gotta ask you about the future, Kyle Lark. I mean, what's in store for the off season? Or you're gonna have your feet up and enjoy your trophy while you have it?
uh, you know, scouting starts Monday morning, Tuesday morning, I suppose. But you know, we'll look at the scouting and then make decisions based on that. We'll look at availability.
Is the front office always so cool, calm, and collected like it is today, or has there ever been a point this season where maybe you were scrambling to figure things out?
There was a point after I won the fourth high scoring week where I was like, I paid for my league, or I paid for the league this year. So I was like, maybe I should sell, cut bait,
Hmm.
call it even. But I just saw you and I didn't want you to win
Okay.
very deeply. And so I felt it was my responsibility to the league to be the one to, you know, carry the
Thank you,
flame through the
Go ahead,
playoffs.
Bush. Go ahead,
thank you for
And
that.
Bushwhacker.
that keep up some diversity, keep the parity up.
I appreciate that. So there was a small chance or a window where you were maybe debating selling what you had and maybe making the team younger, considering you're free rolling for the rest of the year. But come to find out, it was a personal vendetta against myself. If you guys don't know, me and Lark go way back in these fantasy leagues, and I tend to see him in the championship. Even Bushwhacker used to be in championships, but hey, this is dynasty; things change. Um,
What's happening right now, Locke?
we're not speaking on about other leagues right now. Is this for the meat market specifically? Um, Still would have beat you if I just would have started Zach Charbonnet. Neither here nor there. Yeah, great,
45 point
great to have you,
position.
Lark. I mean, I don't know if Wild Work touched on it. Furrow, how you feeling? I know it's not what you wanted here come Monday Night Football, but you got to be excited about the turnout of this season for yourself.
I mean, with the team I've been fielding over the
Ooh,
past month and a half, to be in second
Right.
place, get $500 sounds pretty damn good to me. I didn't have Patrick Mahomes, who was QB1 most of the season, if not QB2 in the latter half, on IR, along with Garrett Wilson. So I know I need to fill the gaps, but I know I have what it takes to get where I want to go. I've been here. Safe to say I went in this week, massive underdog. We're starting Michael Carter.
Yeah, rough.
Jalen Waddle decided to get hurt.
Yeah.
Bryce Young in the one slot with Cam Ward on the back end. It's just not the best. I didn't have the depth that Lark spoke to at the beginning, which is a very accurate sentiment. Safe to say we're going into next season confident.
No.
Yeah, I've been hitting my head against the wall because I looked and realized that if I just would have won last week, I probably would have won this week. Odds were there, so rough way to get knocked out by trust the process. But hey, man, I'm here for it. It's good for the league, whatever keeps the league going. I mean, going into the off season, are there any managers you guys maybe got your eye on? Some sneaky guys that might figure some things out. Lark, I know you're winning the championship. You might not be worried at all, but a guy like the Dodge father or Wild Work, anybody, on your guys' radar?
Well, I mean, 5 first rounds is nothing to scoff at. People are down on the 26th draft, but when it comes draft time, I know people are going to want those picks. I'm sure he can maneuver that in some way that'll be beneficial to them as long as he can, hold on to his talent, develop.
Yeah, I'm sure once that NFL draft actually happens, people start foaming out the mouth a little bit. Go ahead, Wild Work. You got your hand up.
Yeah, Kyle, pleasure to have you here, brother. I will start with that. I don't think it's any surprise that I was your biggest naysayer, your biggest doubter. Um, and it seems like a lot of managers in this league fail to operate with any amount of nuance. Yeah, you can predict the downfall of somebody, but also tip your cap when they prove you wrong. That doesn't mean you switch jerseys. It's better to be a year early than a year late. Lark, it's not personal. I do think your team's due for some regression. Variance makes a fool of us all. So maybe this year I'm the fool. Maybe next year it's you, or maybe you'll make a repeat run at it. But I wanted to clear the air there, but I did want to give you a moment to rub my nose in it a bit here if you decided to. You probably got 20, 30 clips of me taking shots at you. Just how did you feel during some of those weeks? Did you ever want to get on here? And do you have anything to say in retaliation? I think this is your moment.
No, it's kind of atomic bomb versus coughing baby. It was just felt like kayfabe.
Your references are going over my head, brother, but I'm
Care to
sure that was
elaborate on that one, Lark?
yeah, please. I'm
Oh,
a little
kayfabe is, that's like wrestler talk in the ring or something like that.
Gotcha.
It's all part of the show. It's a guy trying to bring some attention to his team.
It's a
you know?
facade.
Yeah.
I know Drew, we just saw what I just saw.
What are we seeing on the TV screen?
Big pick six by Atlanta.
Wow.
Xavier Watts having himself a game. If whoever decide to add defense on the roster.
Congrats to Drake May on winning the MVP.
I have
yeah, I think that's a great point, Lark. You see, a lot of the times when you can't drum up success in the wins and loss column, you got to do it in the chat room. So, I took the heel turn approach this year, and now I think Bushwhacker's fallen in my shoes. My attention these last couple weeks. I get it. I was 3-25 last year. He's 3-25 this year. Perhaps next episode will be wearing an Arc'teryx beanie. Who knows? But all that said, Lark, going into next year, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you have much draft capital. I'm not sure if you retained a 26 first. Am I wrong?
Looks like I'll have the last pick in the draft.
Okay, so you have the last pick in the draft there. I mean, you do have a bit of an older roster now. There are some guys there who definitely stepped up and kind of re-solidified themselves. Without giving us too much, are there any positions you're particularly kind of keeping an eye on as we turn here into scouting season?
I mean, Locke keeps saying it, but I feel like wide receivers are the most important position to own besides QB and
Thanks for
Superflex.
listening, Lark. I'm glad someone is.
And I think for you, QB was the big difference in a lot of those games. And so, having that QB position locked up is real nice. So,
I think you're good at QB.
Anything and
I
everything.
think you're good at QB. Dak, Josh Allen, Bo Nix, 3 decent QB. I mean, I might be knocking on your door considering what I went through this year. What?
Yeah, I could level out some value.
What are you
there.
thinking over there, Wild Work?
But anything's on the table. I'm always looking at available deals. I probably spend more time looking at people's rosters than you guys think, and like plugging trades in and working that math out. I only offer trades or think about trades when they really make sense for me, and I feel like
absolutely
it's an
necessary.
actual fair trade for both sides.
I was thinking, I just locked down the league for good 30 days, give everyone a mental break. It's been a lot this year for everyone, except the Brandalorian. I'm not sure if he exists or if he's got ChatGPT running his team for the last year, but neither here nor there. Yeah,
ChatGPT with you,
I'm thinking, what was that bushwhacker taking shots at someone again?
ChatGPT with you.
It's crazy. My favorite part about this league, let me just touch on it real quick, is guys at the very bottom. I'm talking astronomically behind, still taking shots at other
Ninth
managers.
place.
It's just very interesting. But yeah, I was thinking about shutting down the league for a good month, just to get everyone, a little break.
Can I read some stats?
But hey, man, if you guys
and
want to get a deal
blind
done
re-
and get it on the docket, that's between you guys, and it could sit on wax for 30 days. And you guys can knock the dust off and get it done, come February. But something I got to ask, while we got the managers here, is there any rule changes on the top of your guys' mind? There's been some conversations here and there, a lot about up in the buy-in. I'll approach that come spring. But any rule changes that you're thinking that I should, bring to the voting table come this offseason? I know there's been some disputes. Anything off the top of anyone's head?
Got one, not a rule change, maybe, an augment to how we present awards to winners. But I think next year, I think a ring or trophy would be much appreciated. I do think a piece of hardware to take home alongside some cash would be pretty awesome.
Gotcha. I'll get that written down right now. I got a pen in my hand just to make you feel good about it.
Thank you, Butch.
Trophies on the board.
I like that one. Wild work. Good work.
Actually, some thoughts about that. So I'll get it on the line with you, Butch.
About trophy wise,
We could get serious.
Yeah.
For
For
sure.
sure.
Get serious and engrave
because
it.
I'll get on the horn with you, Lark. Because I was thinking rings, but if you get a ring, it's a new thing every year. If we get a trophy, we can just engrave it every year. So all we're doing is putting on a new engraving. Yeah, it'd be interesting 10 years from now to see how many times someone's name's on that trophy. According to Bushwhacker, if you ask him, it's going to be 28, 29, 30. I think Bushwhacker, if I got it right, the trajectory of your rebuild is by the time we all turn 30 years old, you'll be winning championships. Am I right?
That's correct. That is correct. It's a patient rebuild. It's a slow build. We're doing it right. We are the OKC Thunder, Jeremiah Love.
Is there any outside research?
About to have little wild words going around before Drew makes the playoffs.
If you had to have a works cited on your rebuild, is there any outside sources you're using, Drew? Any other information, or is this just all coming from you?
Yeah, no, this is just a natural, just sell. I'll figure it out, just acquire assets. I've had a lot of guys that, I've sold for less than their value and I've sold them for more than their value. It kind of equals out a little bit. I do have one right now that I think can potentially get me.
Talking about Tyler
first,
Shuck?
and I'm not actually. I'm talking about somebody else who's 23 years old. And can I blind resume? No one look at my roster, please.
I have a feeling he's talking about Parker Washington.
Hey, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Give me a second there,
so-
Bushwhacker. We got Garrett hopping in the stream here. Gotta say hello. How you doing there, Equipo?
Hey, Butch. How you doing?
Good. I don't know if you've noticed, but we got a special guest on with us tonight, the actual champion of the league, presumably, in the next 30 minutes. Anything you want to say to Lark? I know there's been some banter, on the side in previous episodes of Equipo.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the floor for a sec, Butch. Kyle, good to see you on the network, man. It's been quite the season without you. Week 17, he finally makes his first appearance. I'll let that sit as it is. Congratulations, though. You beat all of us. Your team's the best. I wish we could have gotten some Lark banter earlier in the season, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I think that's part of the lore and the mystery of Kyle Lark and his whole management and his roster. And I think it was written in the stars for him to hop on here when the time was right. And it got to a certain point where the only time that was right would have been here on championship week. Now he's holding up the shadur on us. I mean, I've been trying to tell you episode after episode after episode, guys, watch out for Kyle Lark, and here we are. Hate to say I told you so, but I respect it, and kudos to him. Equipo, we got to ask you, man, what's the plan here? You sold CMC, off season's upon us. April's going to come like a brick wall here soon. What's the plans? I know you bought Tedero McMillan trying to get younger, but are you rolling out the same guys? What's the draft capital look like? Any plans you care to share right now?
Yeah. Let's just address that CMC elephant real quick because I do regret it. I know all of you guys were chirping about it when the trade was made. I still do think I got good value for the man. Did I know he was going to be that pivotal to competing for a championship this year? Who knows? I wish I had him. I don't know if he would have gotten me over the hump in the semis because a lot of the assets that I obtained from that got me the Tets of the world who put up a solid performance against Lark. Plans for the future, we're sticking with our guys. We don't have draft capital. I'm gonna address that up front. Wild Works waving his prison beanie around up in Cabo over there like he has a say for the next 4 years, but God knows that's not a fucking real statement there. So if you could just black out Wild Work right
Ooh.
this camera. I
Tension's still
sorry.
there, I see. I mean, anything you want to speak on?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, the guy acts like he's a competitive team in this league. Over the past, 10 days, I think he's sent the most amount of messages in the chat, most of them all negative towards other managers in the league. And it's just comical. I watched the Bad News Bears last night, Butch. And a lot of those principles and um it just reminds me of Wild Work.
There's some
It's not a
symbolism there, you're
competitive team
saying.
over there. It's Billy Bob Thornton talking about how he's got this, that, and the other, but God knows he's bottom of the barrel every league or every season so far in this league. So
Pull the stopwatch out on you real quick and clock you. Wild Work, give you the floor there. I thought we were talking about Equipo's future. It turned into. Go ahead, man. Speak on it.
Yeah, I think you kind of laid it out there nicely for me, Butch. Equipo's future has more to do with me than it does him, and I think he kind of put that on display for us. But Corona in hand, I'm glad he's found his beach over there in Cabo. I heard some cicadas in the background, perhaps the sound of waves crashing. So enjoy that vacation, Meyer. And for all that I'm not, I guess we all ended up in the same place. So cheers to you, brother. I'm on to bigger and better. I do want to take a moment here really quickly. The good folks over at the Meat Market Fantasy Network sweatshop were able to put together a few awards this year. Turns out we got two award winners on the panel. Now these were two guys, I was pretty hard on throughout the year, but again, I'll give credit where it's due. This isn't a jersey swap. This is just the tip of the hat. So comeback manager of the year with 157.1 points and 4 votes. Goes to Genty's jurisdiction, the Dodge father. Go ahead and give him a round of applause, fellas.
Congratulations, Dodge. You deserve that one, Dodge. You deserve that
Thank
one.
you. Thank you.
Speech.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy first and foremost. My fans, my draft picks. With that being said, there will be no draft picks that I make this year that will be traded before the season starts. We will declare that now and hold that promise. As for this future coming up, I think we're still rebuilding, still coming back. We sold Tetaroa McMillan for an absolute treasure chest, 3 first-round draft picks, and he put up, I believe, 1.5 points this week. So there is that.
I have some tech.
The
I do.
2028 first from Equipo is going to be a top 3 pick. I will let you all know that right now. And the comeback's on. You heard it here first. We are building. We will get there, and we will win this league in the next 3 years. Thank you.
Just 2 more awards to give out here, and I'll give the floor back to the panel here. Before I give out the Manager of the Year award, and again, this wasn't my vote, and I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute, Meyer. Sounds like you're flying through the Bermuda Triangle over there. But this one was not up for vote, this award here, but it's a very special one, near and dear to my heart. So Without further ado, the 2025 Meat Market Fantasy Network Jackass Extraordinaire goes to none other than Garrett Meyer. Let's go ahead and give him a round of applause. You know, Equipo, you're one of my favorite managers in this league, despite all of our back and forths. You know, your messages, they bring me a lot of joy, but this is your moment here, the first ever Jackass Extraordinaire Award. I mean, how are you feeling?
Do I get a rebuttal to this, Butch? And can you guys hear me all right?
Speech. Yeah, we got you. We got you loud and clear, Meyer. Go ahead.
I mean, the award lands on deaf ears. It comes from a dog shit manager, someone who has dog shit players. He's wearing a dog shit beanie, and we might want to name him Dog Shit Wild Work for the rest of the goddamn league, because everything I hear coming out of this manager's mouth holds no weight. Neither does his trades. And guess what? It's got him 12th place in season 2 of the meat market. And what did he do last year? Harry Bushwhacker, can you comment on that? It's another dog shit year. I mean, what are we gonna do here, guys? I mean, there's vacant spaces in this league in the coming years. Everybody foresees it. People like to talk about where Katzon's going. Is he on the trade market?
God damn.
What do we do with Wild Works team,
All
fellas?
righty, Keepo.
Do
I mean,
can we vacate
we
him?
expect nothing less from the
25 last year. by
thank
the
you
way.
for the journalism, Bushwhacker.
Thank you, Bushwhacker.
I
Appreciate that.
appreciate that.
I'm here for the
Also
info.
appreciate the speech. I mean, I think you set him up perfectly. Wild work. I'm glad you gave the award to him. I think he carries it well. Interested if who's going to get it next year. I think you could be surprised on who wins that award next year. Also, we got one more award. Go ahead, Wild Work.
We have one more award. You know, I say this begrudgingly. I'm trying to bite my tongue here a bit, but you know, without further ado, the first ever Manager of the Year award goes to the great and powerful Kyle Lark. So, you know, congratulations, Larry.
Anything you want to speak on, Kyle Lark, or you touched on most of it?
See you guys again next year.
Fair enough. I wanna touch on the comeback manager of the year, because I asked a question earlier of if anyone's got their eye on any managers that could, you know, sneak something together, piece together a squad that could contend and maybe incite some fear into the league. And I think the Dodge father may have enough pieces to make that happen. If I had to place my bet on anyone being in the championship next year, if I had to lay a future bet, I think I would place it on Dodgen, because I think he's learned from his mistakes. I think he's got his grip and his bearings of the league, and he's got enough good pieces. And don't be surprised if James Cook comes out next year and is a top 3, top 4 running back again. So that's my sentiment on that.
I would also like to add, of all the rookies that I drafted that I did trade away, Emeka Ibuka has turned into a pumpkin the second half. The Travion Henderson trade, that was terrible. And getting rid of Tet for 3 firsts is probably the most value I've gotten from a player so far. Big board already ready. I think I already have all 5 of my draft picks planned out and can submit them to the commish. So whenever you guys are ready for a draft, I'll be there.
Sounds good.
Can we talk about Tet really quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Bushwhacker. Speak on Tet.
So he's a great talent, very talented player, you know, really good at football. He's a superstar. However, it's kind of hard to get 100-yard games when your QB can't throw for 100 yards. You know, there's a ceiling to Tet as long as Bryce Young is the quarterback in Carolina.
I'd
And
like a trust the process rebuttal on that.
Please.
Do you think Bryce Young could ever be a top 10 quarterback, Drew? Yeah, I know.
I think Bryce Young can be
based
a
off your
top.
first answer, it should be no.
I think Bryce Young can be a top 25 quarterback of the NFL.
Let's
The disrespect on Bryce Young is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why Bushwhacker's shit. Trust the process. I mean, we got 2 sheep down here in the bottom left. I don't know where they're at on your fucking camera, but it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, what are we doing? We got the fucking sheep of the league talking about good players. I mean,
Listen. It's all calculated. I have no insecurities that my team's terrible. I have 6 first-round picks in 2027. I got a loaded gun. I can't say that on YouTube,
Yeah.
but I got a loaded gun.
yeah, your gun's gonna shoot in 2036, Bush.
Uh,
2027.
while we're talking
Well,
about
I think
rookies,
you think you're wrong on
while we're talking about rookies,
It's not about Tet. It's not about Tet. It's about the guy under center.
okay, you said top 25 in the league. Are you talking NFL play? Or you're talking fantasy football. There's a difference, big difference.
I'm talking NFL.
Okay,
And
well,
I
let's
think
talk
that,
fantasy football because I do think that he does have. The Panthers are going to keep rolling him out for the foreseeable future.
Mhm.
I would say at least
This year,
the
bottom another year
next 2
after.
seasons, unless next year is egregious. And I think he could be fringe top 12, like 12 to 15 with the weapons he has. If they have the run game going, he looks decent. He can evade tacklers. He's not like Tua, you know. I'm just saying it wasn't too long ago we were talking about Tua being top 15 in fantasy football.
Yeah.
Guy never ran the
You know-
ball, no rushing at all. Bryce has a little more upside. I would put Bryce in the same category as how we used to talk about Tua before the concussions.
Yeah, Butch, real quick. And TTP, this one's for you too. It wasn't too long ago that Butch and Wild Work were complaining about me saying Caleb was going to be top 10. And he's the number 6 quarterback this year. So
Eye test proves it too.
I'll leave it at that.
I have a,
Guy's a baller.
I have a question for Equipo off of that. What happens when Tua gets benched and Stafford retires? What's our game plan for any second quarterback?
It's going to be a ship and shuck, Dodge Father. We're going to look at our pieces at the wide receiver and running back spot and try to accumulate a young quarterback that can put up, a top 20 performance. I'm not looking for a blue chip quarterback right now. I've got a lot of young pieces at the RB and wide receiver spot, but it's fair to acknowledge that is a huge gap in the Equipo squad. But again, would like to get back to the whole beginning of the season, middle of the season. A lot of people doubted Caleb. I didn't even hear top 15 projections, and now he's number 6. So
Yeah,
TTP, don't let Bushwhacker get in there.
I'll come out and say, I mean, regarding any player that you acquired between the month of May to August, 100% slandered. 1, it couldn't give you any hope going into the season. 2, be honest with you, Equipo, now that it's all said and done, I was getting a little worried, acquired Caleb, bought Bijan. Clearly, you made it far in the playoffs. Being coming off the championship, I got to stand on my business, which isn't hyping up your team. So
10 toes.
I respect what you did in the offseason. I'm not anti Caleb at all whatsoever. I do think he's a punk bitch, but that's besides the point.
You're a punk
Decent
bitch.
football player. Bears fan speaking.
Just calling this out, Equipo, real quick. Didn't mean to interrupt. I'm muting you. We're getting a little feedback in between segments, Equipo. So just give me a raise of the hand when you want to be back in, and I'll cue you in, brother.
That was cordial. I appreciate that. While we're talking about rookies this season, you have something you want to say, Wild Work?
Yeah, no, it's funny. Again, the whole bad guy moniker gets thrown on me. I just call it how I see it, fellas. There are some pretty obvious vendettas, I think, that have been exposed on this call. Equipo perhaps swinging the biggest hammer, but I don't take it personal. I'm flattered by it, honestly. And actually, my heart's warming up a little bit over here to the Bushwhacker, Bustradamus, as I call him, because he's been taking some shots at me, but he's been getting on a lot of managers here. So I kind of just want to democratize the hate. A lot of it's coming to Wild Work. I welcome it, but don't forget about the Kyle Larks and the TTPs of the world, because they got some shoulders that I think can bear some hate. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But Butch,
I actually touched on something there.
Yeah, there's plenty of hate to go around.
Yeah, I got a feeling like as the months come closer to that 2027 rookie draft, the more chippy we're gonna hear from Bushwhacker. I'd presume that April of 2027, he's gonna be saying things we couldn't believe that would come out of his mouth just because he's holding so much draft capital there. He thinks he's the Thanos of the league right now, secretly, and he's been talking pretty confidently behind the scenes if I have to share. So
I'm gonna run out of roster spots at a certain point, you know. And I have a quick question. If we were to do a redraft of the rookie class, knowing what we know now, hindsight, where does QB1 on the Saints go?
I was actually going to bring up, I wanted to go through the rookies, you know, considering it pretty much is the off season. I want to talk on maybe some of these rookies that we drafted back in April that we thought were going to be stars and some that fell, you know, deep into the rookie draft, some undrafted, you know, Rhonda Gatson, stuff like that. So Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, Tedero McMillan, Travion Henderson, Emeka, Tyler Warren, Caleb Johnson, Colston Loveland, Matthew Golden, Luther Burden, Cam Ward, RJ Harvey. Those were roughly the top 12 picks. Anyone want to go on a tangent, speak on any of these guys?
There's no world where Genty still doesn't go 101. I think anyone that thinks that is just doing shit out of them.
Hey, Raiders gonna Raider.
He's still gonna finish the league as an RB1 behind an atrocious O-line, get an actual starting quarterback, and have more his O-line back. He will be an RB1 for at least the next 5 years.
Dodge, are you
That's a
are you Fernando Mendoza guy out there in
Yes, he will
Vegas?
be going in the number 5 pick to Genty's jurisdiction in this future drafts. Unless someone wants to take him sooner, but that's you could pencil me in.
Equipo, what's your analysis there?
Well, I'm a Hoosier baby now, so I like your response, Dodge.
Friend, dude, for whatever his name is, Mendoza is dog shit. All right, he's the
He
worst
looked poised in a
Heisman
meaningless
Trophy winner of all time. Is blasphemous. Is absolute blasphemous. The Heisman finalists of last season. No disrespect to them, they were the best in college football. Lack of the blue chip talent, lack of the star power in college football last season. Blame NIL, blame whatever have you, but Fernando
season's
Mendoza is
not.
going to have just as many issues as any first round QB pick, and I don't think he has much upside besides that heart he's got in his chest. You know, I think his mentality will get him as far as it can get him, but his talent will butcher his ceiling. Wildwork, you have your finger up. Go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah, I'm no quarterback guru, but I want to provide some color here for the rest of the panel. Now, the gentleman evaluating Mendoza here in our previous comment, I just want to read off his quarterback room to you, and you guys let me know if you think he's done a good job evaluating quarterback play. We got Malik Willis, Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, and Jordan Love. Can I interest you in Kenny Pickett? Any 5 of those guys there jump off the page as a top tier quarterbacks. I'll turn it over to the panel.
I'll speak on it before Dodge Father Hobson. He did have Justin Herbert at one point that he used to sell and acquire Tedero McMillan. So he had Herbert and Love. I do remember in the startup draft, he did go quarterback first 2 rounds, Dodge, and if I'm not mistaken.
Terrible decision.
Yeah, care to share your thoughts?
Yeah, we evaluated the talent of Jack Dart halfway through the second round in our rookie draft. So I think I think our talent evaluation in the quarterback position can be evaluated pretty
Do you
highly.
still have them?
No, we got rid of him for more first round picks. Is that turning a second round pick into 3 picks, a first, second, and third?
You traded Dart for Mendoza. I got it. Equipo, you raised your hand. Anything there for us you got to add to this?
No, I was a little premature. It was kind of a lead into another segment, so I'll hold on.
Yeah, hold your water here. Dodge Father, back to you. I'm glad you said that because I could be wrong. Did that turn into roughly Dart for Mendoza? I'm just curious. That's a head scratcher, but
I
maybe
believe
you
It was a first, second, third for Dart. I don't
Yeah,
remember
not
what first it was.
100% sure. I think it might have turned into the pick that I gave you for James Cook. So it might have turned Dart into Cook and 2 picks. That might be incorrect, but somewhere along those lines of into a mid to early first
Dodge, and
this
you could
year.
have Travion and Mecca and Jackson Dart.
I could have Travion, Egbuka, Dart, and Genty. Well, yes.
Yeah. So then who would be not on your roster? Like let's say you kept
I
Ibaka
wouldn't
and
have
Traven.
any. I would have no first-round picks this year.
Gotcha.
Don't forget he has Matthew
Or
Golden.
next year. I do have Matthew Golden.
Don't forget about
Don't forget Terrence
Yeah.
Ferguson. Sitting in
I'm
the
a
taxi
Terrence.
spot.
I'm a Terrence Ferguson
will
believer.
be a top 5 tight end.
Actually,
Guaranteed.
glad you brought up Terrence Ferguson. I'm going to rattle off some more of these rookie names, and maybe we'll take a stab at calling out some sleepers or some busts. Trey Harris, Jaden Higgins, Jackson Dart, Jack Besh, Bayshal Tootin, Jalen Knoll, Dylan Sampson, Jalen Milrow, Mason Taylor, Kyle Williams, Jalen Royals, Harold Fannin, Shadur. Any of these names ringing bells? Anyone you guys want to, maybe take a stab at, stake your claim?
Yep. Trey Harris has shown flashes this year. I will say that. They run plays for him. That's pretty important. He's taken a lot of, really good ball player snaps, so it seems as if they have faith in him. Obviously, there's Dylan Sampson, another guy who's shown flashes. He's a little handicapped, but he might be able to break out next year with Keyshawn out, however long he's out. I do think there's a reason for optimism.
there, Bushwhacker. Quinshawn will
Excuse
be within 5 months, so that's actually roughly right around, I think, summer camp. No major injury there, just a fracture there at the leg.
Great,
No
I'm happy.
ligament damage. He's going to be just fine.
Well, if you're worried, if you need a cuff,
Oh,
let
so
me
you're
know.
just
No
using this
worries.
segment to sell Bushwhacker. Appreciate it.
No,
Yeah.
not me. No.
But I might pick up the real RB2 in Cleveland. I think he's on Kyle Lark's roster over there, and Raheem Shador Sanders himself. So, Lark, I will be in your inbox here shortly.
Yeah, a sad name on that list for me is Jalen Royals. Had high hopes for him. Never touched the field, even when Rasheed was suspended. Don't really know what's happening over there. Kyle Williams has been flashing lately. Doesn't have many targets.
Did
but
anyone just see this catch?
No.
Sorry.
Oh,
Like, Puka just did some absurd shit. If they call that stands,
I'm behind you guys.
that stands. How did this guy get drafted?
oh,
like
no,
the
no,
draft?
he dropped it. No, he dropped it. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
he looks like he's
That's all
crying.
Oh,
I can.
That was crazy.
I'm
He's
currently in a
different.
championship, and I'm winning by
He
7
caught that.
points, and they have Bijan. I cannot have overtime. All right. We'll get away from these. Anyone want to talk about Tyler Shuck?
Let's talk about Tyler Shuck.
oh my God. I'm so sick of hearing Drew.
The guy is a baller. I mean,
talk about
objectively,
anything
I mean, like a
guy
couple
is
weeks ago,
stupid
we're
nice.
doing this whole thing about we're making fun of Bushwhacker's roster, trying to lighten the mood for us when we were going through rough ships. But Bushwhacker's been saying it. He's got a bunch of guys. He sold Manungai for a first. He sold Shadur. Yada. I mean, Tyler Shuck's starting to look good. God forbid Bushwhacker gets another first. For Tyler. Crazy, man.
2 firsts for Shuck.
2 firsts
I
for
think
Shuck.
a first and a
That's
third
QB1.
should get it done for Shuck nowadays, but hey, neither here nor there. I mean, Dodge Father, you're Mr. Big Board. We're in the off season here soon. What are some names? You got a lot of picks. I mean, you don't need to talk on the sleepers. You could speak
You
on
want
the
me
blue
to
chip
just run
guys.
through who my picks are going to be?
Sure,
Might
get your
as well.
share.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. At
Got
pick
the
number
Excel
5, we'll be
spreadsheet.
going Fernando Mendoza.
Okay.
Pick number 7, I believe, will be going Dante Moore. Pick number 8, it depends who goes before me, but it is likely going to be Denzel Boston. Pick number 9, let me double check I'm seeing this right.
You have 5, 7, 8, 9.
I have 5, 7, it might be 8, 9, 10, 12. No, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12.
You have 5.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
Wow.
5 will
it's a
be
different
5
tier.
will be Mendoza, 7 will be Dante Moore. Let's say 7 will be Denzel Boston. Or sorry, 7 will be Dante Moore. 8 or 9, whichever one I have, will be Denzel Boston. 10 will be Emmett Johnson, and 12 will be Casey Concepcion. You did
Who is going sixth?
I love that classic
6.
Dodge Father. I've got no notes. Please do that with the draft.
Because if you take Mendoza, Dante Moore is going sixth.
Drew, please just stop talking. Dodge Father, that sounds fucking incredible. Heads up draft right there.
That's
I've got no notes for it. Please just fire
I gotta
away
I
in
gotta
April.
ask you, Bushwhacker. You got the 101, obviously. Is there anything that could happen, let's say, in the draft? NFL draft, sometimes it shocks you. Wouldn't be surprised if we get shocked here this year. Everyone's thinking Jeremiah Love 101. What if Carnell Tate wakes up on a exciting roster, or one of these other receivers? Can anything happen to stray you away from Jeremiah Love?
It's unlikely. I'm all about asset management,
Okay,
and
I got to follow up.
I believe that taking the most value is it. I can't think emotionally. Okay, the reason I got in this mess is because I bought Olave and then he was out for the year the next day, so I tanked my entire season. I love my Buckeyes. I can go get him next year if I want. And yeah, I believe that just gotta think frugally.
I gotta. I got another question. That's Tyler Shuck throwing him the ball, by the way. I got another question. If you're on the internet at all, in the Reddit threads, or on the YouTubes, or what have you, you'll come to find out that a lot of people that play Dynasty, say don't invest in running backs until you're ready to compete. So as a rebuilder like yourself, is there any concern using the 101 to go buy Jeremiah Love when you're maybe 2-3 years removed from being ready to compete?
Yeah, that's a great question. Jeremiah Love, nobody's untouchable in this league. That's all I'll say. It's got to be for the right price. I could burn a year. And I think just having both the Jeremiahs go back to back 101, it just kind of fits perfectly, for my roster. We got Jeremiah Love and Jeremiah Smith. It's just a match made in heaven.
Yeah,
Really,
I
it
do want
really
to.
is.
I
Great
do want to
luck.
remind you. I do have Riley Gary's 2027 first. Could sneak in there.
Congrats.
Could
It's,
sneak
it's
in
gonna
there
be
and
good.
ruin your whole plan you've had for the last 2 seasons. Yeah, I don't know. Just my 2 cents, Bushwhacker. If
Not
I
good.
were you, I'd sell the.
No team can be
If I
worse
were
than
you,
mine.
I'd sell the 101 for a young receiver. But I'm not you, so choose to do what you will. And good luck. I think we got a lot of.
I'm gonna build my house. You keep adjusting yours. I'm gonna build my house brick by brick, cornerstone by cornerstone, and we'll see where it takes us.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Bush, do not let Butch get in your ear at all. This guy here is a swindler of the highest order, a snake oil salesman. Avoid him at all costs. And if it has anything to do with the draft, Bushwhacker, I will give you a free consultation. Just ring my line. I don't even want Love. I want you to keep that pick. But if you want to sell it, I do have the 1.2. Regardless of that, don't take any advice that you get from Butch because it's ill-gotten advice. So Equipo, though, you're leaving, you're joining, you're leaving, you're joining. The waves are probably nice over there in Cabo, but where have you been? How's the tiki bar treating you? And what's on your mind here other than wild work as you sit here in the final week of the year, just wondering what could have been?
Yeah, I got to Cabo and there was a foul stench screaming wild work down here on the playa. So I shipped my ass over 60 miles north of Cuba and I'm vacating by myself. Yes, on the nice beach here, but what was the question? It smells good. It feels nice.
No,
You
didn't mention
lost way
sin.
quicker than I did.
That might be a Freudian slip. You're smelling all that Dodge shit that was left in our previous discussions about what he's going to do with those picks. But I'll run it back for you. What's on your mind tonight as you sit here on the heels of the season, wondering what could have been, as you watch Kyle Lark, uh, you know, hold the crown here at the end of the year that was almost in your grasp.
What's on my mind, Wild Work?
I'll
Is that the
throw a
question?
lifeline here for you, Keepo. Have you talked to Katzen?
So what's on my mind, Wild Work? Yeah, I made a good run, solid run. Again, I think the crux of my situation fell on selling the most important asset in the league in CMC. Do I think I could have given Bo Money a better run for his money with CMC? Yes. I don't know if it would put me over the top, but I'm not worried, man. I invested in a lot of young assets. I don't have draft capital. I'm basically betting on BTJ, Tet, Bijan, Bucky, Caleb. I mean, that's as good as a starting 5 in the core positions that you could ask for in this league. Um, I raised my hand earlier because I wanted to know what Bo Money's thinking going into next year. He is the crowned royalty for season 2 in the meat market. Bo Money, do you have any plans on shipping assets? You've been called a fraud, I think, more than 7 times, maybe 6 in the season this year. What are your thoughts going into season 3?
Anything's on the table.
Are you comfortable with sitting and competing next year?
Be nice. You know, it's nice
That's
to be competitive.
that's what a champion says. God damn it, Kyle Lark.
How would you know, Equipo?
Well,
How
I
would
know
you know?
I know a lot better than you,
I'll
Wildworth.
speak on
I
it
mean,
Do
actually,
you?
and
Because
you're like
yeah,
a banana peel stepped on in the trash can in this
and you're
league.
in the same can as me, brother. We
Guess
all
what? I
wash
didn't
out to
get
the
there as
same
quick as you
sewer.
did, buddy.
It's all the same, brother. You took a little bit longer to get here, and while that connection of yours pairs back up, Kyle, you haven't had a chance to kind of, and it would be off brand if you did. So don't feel pressured here. But I, again, like I said, I've called you out a lot. I want to clear the elephant in the room. I have called you out a lot, and I stand by what I said. I do think your team is due for some regression next year. Sue me. I guess I'm a bad guy for giving my opinion. But anyways, while we're talking about feelings, Kyle, how do you feel? You're sitting on the panel. Has it crossed your mind at any point to kind of stick it to me or anybody else on the panel who might have been doubting you, or was it all just noise this whole time?
I think you've had enough this season.
he's
Yeah, I mean,
Lark's a high
it's
road kind of
interesting.
guy, you know.
Kind of, kind of.
You have to punch down, you know.
He did call me the dodo bird, and I wrote that down. And I'm waiting for you, brother. Hey, we're 2 years into this thing. I might take the Mao Zedong approach, and in 2039, it'll be me and Bushwhacker atop the mountain. We shall see. But it's give and take. Lark's a really hard guy to get with the one-liners. He's got kind of a counter-punching style to the nature of his comebacks. You over pursue and he leaves you hanging. But
It's judo.
exactly, exactly. But at any point, I mean, was there any point where you were thinking, all right, maybe I'll jump in an episode here. Maybe I'll fire up the boys a bit. At any point, or were you always going to kind of play this long game and just see how it all played out?
I think I liked my spot as the specter off screen. You guys just couldn't stop seeing ghosts of me in the mirror.
I think that's true. And I was warning the guys here, Kyle. Like I said, it's better to be a year early than a year late. So perhaps this year I was a year early, but I definitely think Butch saw you creeping up behind them, and to his credit, he was right. Butch, as you sit here, former champ, you see a guy like Kyle Lark take the throne. I mean, what's going through your mind?
I mean, I foresaw this coming. I think I've mentally prepared that if I went back to back, it would have to be because, I had the luck in the playoffs. I was saying in multiple episodes, anything can happen in the playoffs, and that exactly did happen. Major upset. Like I said before in the app, if I would have won that week against Trust the Process, probably would have won the championship, had the back-to-back title, so gotta work towards that. But I knew Lark was coming down the tracks here, and I thought Equipo maybe had a shot too for a second. Then he sold CMC, made me feel a little bit of a weight lifted off my shoulders. Didn't have to really worry about that so much. Focus started on Stefan. Stefan didn't crack the playoffs, so really I was just worried about Lark the whole time. Unfortunately, wasn't able to face off with him. I think that would have been electric. Yeah, man. I have Rashee Rice on the bench. Breece Hall on the bench. I have 156 points with no QB right now. I mean, I'm not worried. The only thing I'm worried about, to be quite frank, is the itch that I get, in the spring, and it causing me to shoot myself in the foot. I've been very, very lucky on the ends of trades. in this league so far. For example, trading Drake London to Dodge and right before the injury. I can't foresee that. That's just luck. So little worried that maybe I'll shoot myself in the foot getting a few too many trades done in February, March. But hey, that's just part of the game, really, because my whole business plan or team model has been, being liquid. So there's no chance that I roll into next season with these same assets. Just letting everyone know, Rasheed Rice, pretty much everyone aside from Jamar and JSN is for sale, including Lamar Jackson. Jaden Daniels hit my line. Everyone's for sale, really. I got to build a juggernaut. I got to restart because I lost this year, fair and square. It is what it is.
Got two things I want to call out, and then I'll pipe down the rest of the episode, and whoever else wants to steer the ship can. Noah Furrow pointed out something to me earlier in the episode, and it just dawned on me how poetic this is. But he indicated that he was actually sitting in the house of one of the members on this panel in Equipo. It finally occurred to me he's in the spot that Equipo could have been had he not let go of CMC. Something poetic is taking place there in Equipo's house, if you will. Just wanted to, let that ruminate for a bit, but I'm going to put out my 2026 way too early projections for what the finishes are going to be next year. So without further ado, here they are in the one spot. I've got Butch coming back, finishing the season in first. I know, Harry Bush, 2028. I promise you'll make a list of some kind. In the two spot, I've got the Dodge father. Now, this is a guy who, I've been very hard on, and even tonight, I've been ragging on him a bit. Truth be told, I'm a little jealous of what he's done. But I can't deny what I've been seeing. The growth trend is ridiculous. In the three spot, this might surprise some people. I've got Equipo. Now, I don't think he's going to put it together come playoff time. I don't think it's much going to matter, but I do think he will finish the season in the three spot. In the four spot, I've got the current champion, Mr. Kyle Lark himself.
That high, really?
Yeah, I know, but I think you'll make a run, potentially in the playoffs and maybe surprise some folks. In the five spot, ETP, trust the process. This is a guy who I don't know if he'll miss a play. He's got kind of a Mike Tomlin quality. I don't know if he'll ever miss the
I like
playoffs
that.
throughout
I
this.
love that comp.
Will he get it done? This remains to be seen. I'm in no position to knock what he's building. I'm just calling it how I see it, fellas. It's not personal. It's just fantasy. And in the sixth spot, for the first time in 2 years, well, of course, it's Mr. Wild Work myself. Again, that's my way too early 2026 projections, fellas. Like it, love it, hate it. Doesn't really matter. But I'll pipe down. I'll let you guys take over.
I tend to agree with that projection. I think it would be something similar to that. I also wouldn't be shocked if Brandon Lawrence got 2 first-round picks in 2026. He's not a rookie guy. He's a level head on his shoulders, outside of his inactivity in the league. But I got to think that he's going to use those picks to bolster the lineup with some, startable immediate players. So we'll see what happens there. Wouldn't be surprised if Brandon Lawrence scrapes the 6th spot somehow.
He's going to draft
what was that, Bushwhacker?
He's going to use those draft picks. He's not making trades.
Gotcha. I mean, he made monster trades with me in the draft last year, leading up, moving up in the draft, and then trading for Tyrone McMillan.
He's a draft.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Who knows? People get crazy in April, man. But we're here at the hour mark. This is where I give the floor to anyone and anyone, everyone and anyone to hash out anything. We're probably going to be running episodes once a month, so the chance to hop on here and hash things out is going to be limited. If anyone, wants to air out any grievances, call your shot, talk your shit, this is your moment. Raise your hand, hop in here. I got a feeling Equipo is going to hop in here soon and get off mute.
I got some real quick. Beefs are done with Wild Work and Equipo. I think moving forward, those are 2 dog shit teams that I don't really need to worry about anymore. So the beef's starting with Butch. You know what, Steph? I think you got a good team. We'll keep this gravy train rolling. Lark, you're too nice of a guy. Can't get mad at you. Can't get up for an argument there. So Steph and Butch are on my list of teams that I hate. And then I guess we'll see how the season goes.
What did I do to you, Dodger? This is all because of Travion.
I just gotta fight with people that like are closer to
Right.
where I'm going, you know?
Yeah.
And the trajectories of these teams that I'm seeing around the league, Equipo, no picks until 2028. Really banking on these quarterbacks that feel like they're on the cusp of leaving soon, leaving the league. And Wild Work, he started Philip Rivers this week. Um, I know he gave me a hard time from Malik Willis, but at least he decided to put up some points. And the other quarterbacks he has are Jalen Milroe, Mariota, Kyler Murray, who's not going to be on a team, Mac Jones, another backup, Brady Cook, who is he going to be on a team next year? So I don't know. I guess we'll see how these teams move in the offseason. But I think you, Butch, are the one that I'm going to be fighting and arguing with the most next year. Just
I'll
because
keep that in the back
I
of
don't
my
like it.
head when you ring my line in June. I'll remember this. Anyone else got grievances to air out or anything they want to speak on?
Yeah, my team's a little bit too good right now, so hopefully in summer we could make some deals.
The used car salesman speaks again. I'm calling you Sal. You're like Better Call Saul. You're just a sleazy fella. Trust the process. Anything you want to air out here? Speak on,
Don't overlook mediocrity. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
I'm coming for you.
Do we
Fuck
really
all
think
that.
Wild Work's gonna make the
I
playoffs next
gotta
year?
ask.
No one talks about me. No one talks about me. It's okay. I made it on a fluke.
Not
Should have
true.
lost to Butch in the second round. Fifth
TTP.
overall in projections. Oh, when I can actually talk
TTP.
shit, you guys are going to hear it, but I made it to the championship starting fucking Michael Carter. Yeah.
TTP.
I'll see y'all
Are
next
you
year.
serious?
Wait, isn't that a bad thing?
I
reject
gotta
that,
ask before you
TTP.
hop on mute. Sorry to cut you off, Wild Work, but I gotta ask. Noah, will you be rolling out with the same name next year? Trust the process, or are you gonna take on a new, to be determined? What's coming next?
I'll probably keep it. TBD, but I'll probably keep it. And I should clarify, that wasn't a reaction based off of what you just said, Wild Work. I don't disagree to an extent with your projections there. This is just a consolidated, that's the mantra. No one, I'm average. Twang is giving me shit. Have fun finishing 5th and 6th every year. Well, $500 tastes good, boys. I'll tell you that. And I'll see you next
I would
year.
like to say people do tend to forget who got second place. I mean, there was, I know Twang made of, sabotage his own season, but he was in the championship last year. No one speaks on that. And then trust the process yourself. People are probably going to forget that you made it to the championship this year. So yeah, something definitely to keep in mind. Anyone else want to air out grievances before we get off of here? Keep up.
Yeah, Butch, just a quick one. I'll rattle them off. I don't want anybody in this league to ever forget the things that come out of Wildworks' mouth. They weigh as much as a paperclip. All right, I'm looking at you, Bo Money. The guy slandered you 7 times this year. Don't let him sweet talk you. Okay, the guy's a fraud. Secondly, to the Dodge father, you put together a great season, but you're in no position to disrespect a team like Equipo with the squad you're coming into in season 3. Look to other managers to beef with, but Equipo, Butch, and Bo Money are still the juggernauts in this league. And lastly, TTP, congratulations on making the championship. I don't think anybody thought you were going to be there. And I'd be surprised if you make it there again. But enjoy your second place. You did better than a lot of us in this chat. Bushwhacker, no comment. Butch, keep laughing in your hands. I mean, I think you thought you were going to sneak away with a double championship and promote a redraft, but that's just not the case now. We've got a competitive league, and I'm looking forward to what everybody does in season 3.
I'm glad you actually said that. It's a perfect way to round out this episode here. I don't ever want to hear anything or any complaints about, at one point this season, Kipo, you're making backhanded comments about maybe there's been collusion with my trades or my team is fraudulent, yacht. I don't want to hear any of that going forward. you said it here first. We got a real league. Here, redrafts off the table. Clearly, there's been rumors about that. So, I got a juggernaut. I earned my juggernaut. I'll see you in the playoffs in the foreseeable future, Equipo. Anyone else got a grievance and say out? Nope.
I just wanted to say how crazy it is how the second through fourth picks were decided. It was like a fraction of a point. Like after a whole season, how does that happen?
Dude, I'm
It's
the
so improbable.
emphasis that I've been trying to tell people when they're tanking or knowing they're not going to crack the playoffs. You really can't be rostering guys that just do nothing for you. The Alec Pierces of the world on your bench dropping points, because it really just screws you over at the end. You end up losing 2 draft spots. That ends up being the difference between Caleb Johnson and Tedero McMillan. If anyone remembers last year's draft, that's 2 spots. So something to keep in mind. All right, boys. Well, it was a great year. Wildwork, go ahead. You got something?
No. Actually, I'll save it for the manifesto.
Save it for the
I think it'll be
manifesto. We're
better.
all chomping at the bit to see when that releases. Hopefully, we get that in the next couple months. We'll be running an episode once a month. Hop on if you choose. Send videos in, what have you. Thank you all for being in the league this year. Good luck moving forward, and congrats to Kyle Lark. Garrett, where are you right now? Are you in a cabana? Like, are you like in like a back shed?
Yeah, I'm in a little cabana.
What time is it in Cuba?
No,
It's 11:33. I apologize about the poor connection. It's hard to get out
It's a
here.
great bit.
yeah, I find it interesting, with all these talks of manifestos and uh less than stellar personas in this league. Equipo disappears to a random island amidst all the stuff going on, and then has a sadistic crash out mentioning wild work over probably 20 times on the podcast. I don't know what's going on over there. I've been hearing weird shit in the background this whole time. Equipo, blink twice if you're all right over there,
It-
brother. But
It might be on the same parallels
Just
to
take it off the fucking the DK trade offer. That's really what does it, Wild Work. I mean, I'll say it off camera too. Your trade offers are paper clips. I mean, they weigh about as much as a fucking fluffer. Like
incorrect.
He
do.
always serves
what?
up a poop
No,
sandwich. and
he
just
serves
puts
up
some
a
shitty
this,
ingredients in
hold
there.
on.
sandwich
Time
with
out.
caramelized onions
Time
and
out.
critters on top.
No,
It's
I'm gonna time out.
Jail food.
See, the good thing about the way I run my franchise is, regardless of the results, we're analytically driven, and so we're able to put together some tools that would perhaps paint a different picture. I own 25% of all trades that have occurred in this league. So this
Here.
idea that I send out bullshit offers and nobody should be trading with me, it's just historically inaccurate. In fact, I've completed more trades at Equipo this season than you have all, throughout the history of this league. So, but can you do me a favor real quick while I have you? There's a map there behind the process. Can you just point on that map whereabouts you are in the world so we can get an idea of exactly what island you're on? Still trying to make that out.
hey, trust the process. Can you show the map behind you? Maybe maybe get closer to Cuba. We're trying to get an island pointed out here.
Yeah, what island are you on,
Yeah, tell me
Kipo?
where I
Where
am.
is it?
It's about
It's about the Caribbean.
60 miles above Cuba. Yeah.
There's some
Interesting.
We might have to do a little mini documentary about this, because it's giving me the same feel as the Aaron Rodgers Darkness Retreat, something like that. I don't know what's really happening, but there's definitely.
You're making up stories, Butch. You're making up stories.
I mean, it could be as simple as Katzen sent you, a way to avoid the media, but you found a way to hop on. You got Starlink out there in Cuba. Katzen didn't know about it. Not too sure what's going on.
I mean, that's just fucking retarded, Butch. Like you just. I mean,
I think this
comment.
Equipo retreat is actually I'm glad you brought that up. That might be the centerpiece of this manifesto.
Yeah.
Butch, managers, you're going to get a call from me each individually sometime late January, early February for a one-on-one interview that we'll feature in this manifesto. Butch, hold on to that. Go ahead and start. Let that beautiful mind of yours ruminate on that thought bomb you just dropped
Yeah,
on
no,
us.
definitely.
Wild Works manifesto is going to be the most impactful thing he does in this league.
I
It
cannot
doesn't
wait.
Sorry,
matter.
I
say something
cannot
over there.
wait.
I can't hear you guys.
See, if you make 1,000 trades a year, Wild Work, your team will never amount to jack.
That's the
Ever.
best part about Dynasty is and this league in general. I think it's going to be around for a minute. We may have the time. Time will tell. I'll put it like that, and we may get.
All is not what it seems, Equipo. All is not what it seems. You'd be
You know what?
surprised what I have working in the back channels. You'd be surprised who
Hey,
tells me things
I
about your
hope
franchise. I'm
you
just
don't
saying.
leave anything out of the manifesto because I'll claim it myself. And Wild Work, how many pages? 6, 7?
It's unclear at this moment.
Yeah. Well,
A lot.
make sure you put in a binder and print out 12 copies for us so we can all read it at the draft.
Don't worry. I'll do the spark notes for you, Kipo, because the comprehension part, I get it. But
And I
you
just
know,
want to double check. Don't the analytics have me as the #1 trader in the league?
that is actually true.
Mm.
I have to say, I think that
I'm sorry. That is
let me
just
give you a
that is so funny. Bushwhacker. Wish you pulled that out your back pocket here earlier on the pod. But wow, what a claim! That's something you may need to be bringing up in the group chat when
Sure,
your name
yeah.
starts to
You
get
know, mining
slandered.
value.
That's
Mining
the thing
value.
about the
So
analytics that's been being ran. That could be used as tools, to fuel some fires and some beefs, maybe, You look at analytics long enough and choose what you want, you could always be on the positive side of it. So kudos to you, man. A lot of draft.
yeah.
yeah, when you draft somebody 4.12, 4.12, and then trade him for a
All right. On that note, I fucking